Hello and welcome to Walker Tea Review. I'm Jason Walker. Some people think it's summertime. It's too hot for tea. Actually, some studies say that having a hot food or hot beverage in your body actually stimulates your brain that says you're overheating and actually causes you to cooling mechanisms like sweat to happen, which actually does cool you down faster than other ways. So why not try a little bit of tea at this time? I'm going to be doing that, and to do this, I've got a Japanese green tea. My water's been brought to an early boil, and it's probably a little too warm for a Japanese green. So I'm going to just show you a quick little process that kind of helps cool your water. And so here, for example, I want a result of about 2 of my final cups worth here of water. So I fill that cup twice, pour it into my pitcher. Each time it's dropping in temperature there. I'm actually going to do the same. I'm just going to kind of transfer once to my guy one. See, that's going to be enough water there. And now I can kind of move it back for just a second, quickly. There we go. Now I'm ready to add about a spoonful here of a flat spoon's worth there, and that covers the bottom surface of my gaiwan quite well. And now I can add this water that's cooled off just a wee bit more. Add it kind of slowly. There we are. Looks good. And I'm not going to let that steep very long, so that kind of while I'm talking and introducing this tea, I am going to be kind of pouring at the same time. This tea is a SenchaFukamushi. Let me get this water out of the way. SenchaFukamushi from DrinkTheLeaf. DrinkTheLeaf.com is based in Napa, California. And I'm going to, like I said, put this lid on, move this over, and get ready to pour this now. You can get 2 ounces for $10 currently on DrinkTheLeaf's website, and I'm going to pause for just a moment as I pour this. And then what you see, I'm blending my tea cultures a little bit. I've got a gaiwan, which is a fairly standardized, good universal type of tea preparation piece of teaware or equipment here. I want to angle my lid over to the side, put my index finger on the top of the lid to hold it in place, and pour just like so. And actually, even though a Sencha is very fine leaf portions, I was surprised at how few actually kind of slip through there. So that's nice. Don't have a lot of little leaf portions floating around in there. So now I can talk a little bit more about this tea while this sits and cools a little bit more. This, like I said, 2 ounces, $10. Shizuoka Prefecture. Shizuoka Prefecture is one of the, as far as area-wise, it's one of the top producing as far as volumes of tea produced in Japan. So, quite common to find Shizuoka senchas. I'm going to take out my spoon here and kind of look at the dry leaf. Before I do that, I should probably give a sniff here. Now, sometimes with the sencha, you can get a kind of marine, salty type of sea smell. This one's more over towards a sweet green. Think of fresh green peas out of the garden, a little bit of sweet butter drizzled over those. There's that sweetness, there's that kind of creamy texture smell, and those combine well, give a nice appealing, fresh aroma there. Looking at these leaves, these are fairly rich green, a little bit moving more towards a bit more of a greenish, yellow type color. In this particular scoop, I'm getting a variety of shapes of leaf portions here. Some of them are 1/4 of an inch, some are a little bit longer. There's some stem in there that looks like it didn't get fully, that didn't get filtered out. I mean, I've got here's a stem piece that is over 1 inch in length. So that's there. and then you got pieces that are almost kind of a not a dust, but very fine pieces, smaller than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so again, there's variety of size there, and I said not the Gyokuro type deeper green, almost green-blue type colors there either. So I can move now, since I've poured already, talk a little about the wet leaf here. I should give this a smell and kind of look at the wet leaf, see how they look. There's not going to be a lot to really fish out though. Let me loosen those up just a little bit more. There we go. Still, it's moving a little bit more towards a salty type of vegetable sweetness. It's if that first was a sweet kind of creamy butter, now that has faded away and it's a bit more of a saltier, heavier butter smell. Still on a green vegetable, maybe more of a spinachy type note to it now, but still quite pleasant. Looking at these leaves, again, not as much. Let me use my spoon here, just scoop out a little bit here. It's pretty much a wet, consistent mass. You can see little pieces here and there. You can kind of make out some pieces on the surface, but not really a whole lot to comment about. Okay, still kind of a yellowish green there. I should say green with tinges of yellow to it. But moving on, getting on to the liquor then. I'm going to swirl that around just a little bit. Hold that up so you can see the character. You can see the leaf portions floating, swirling in the picture there. And you see a fairly deep, rich, again, green moving more towards a bright yellow color there. Okay. Smells still, relatively sweet green pea, green vegetable type smells. Looking down into the cup, yellowish green, good clarity. I mean, not murky, not dull, not off-putting. Give it another shot here. Some broth and texture to it. It's Fukamushis can have some astringency to them. This one has some astringency, but it's not a heavy and especially excessively heavy type of astringency to it. It's mild, fairly gentle. Now, the other thing I noticed, off-camera tastings, I used a traditional Japanese-style kusu pot, and I probably had my water temperature lower. And when that comes about, I get sweeter flavors and aromas and character to it. That astringency tapers off some as well. But when I steep it this way and do that consistently with other senchas to try to bring out both the positives and negatives, the sweetness in this scenario has dropped some. Actually, I would still say it performs fairly well in comparison to other teas steeped in this way. You get that hit of aroma as you swirl it on your tongue, especially on the front, it goes up into your nose, and you begin to smell these vegetable type aromas traveling up into your nose. They pass into the back, and it's not in the aftertaste. You're not left with a strong, minerally, like you've just licked a mouthful of quarters or nickels or that metallic type element there. Just not there. This one's maybe you licked 1 or 2 pennies, and that's about it. Small change type lick, and so it's got a nice aftertaste. It's better in the back. although there is a little bit of a hint of that metallic element there. What you have more of is in the middle and underneath your tongue is a nice kind of green vegetable sweetness residing there. It's not building up. It's subtle. It's light. It's not going to last very long, but it is there. So when I look at this sencha in relation to other senchas, trying to factor in that some senchas are asamushi and trumushi, different degrees of steaming, fukamushi being the more extended steaming. You won't have to say this one's in the safe range. It's not off-putting, so I would probably give this an 88. Got some nice qualities to it, not the most excellent, but then on the other hand, can be toyed with, moderated, like I said, with a different steeping vessel, teaware, different temperature parameters on your water. You can find something enjoyable in this. So come back to Walker Tea Review to find those teas that you want to tease out the best from, and the ones that are best just left to the side.